right, I think we're starting now. And welcome to Variants, Season 8, Episode 2. And welcome to the final season of the... We are doing Variants. Final episode of this season. First season, Episode 8. I got it right that time. But we will be back for Season 2, if you care to stick around, which I know all of you will. But in the meantime, we left off on a cliffhanger in which you were all in a sort of creepy mansion / boudoir full of superhuman type people. What do you remember? Yeah, what do you remember from that last episode?
I don't remember anything, and that's the story I am sticking with.
Sticky, yes, sticky is the right word. It was sticky.
Remember a bear?
Oh, yes, man bear.
I remember a maiden fair.
I remember a lot of darkness because Silhouette went insane.
Oh,
Are we trying to black out?
Yes, you were at the Brimstone Court, and these people had suggested that they had a connection with Magnitude's father, trying to recruit Magnitude, and maybe even you guys a little bit, into the fold. But a fight ensued. Silhouette was there creeping around, and when the fight started going really badly against you, Silhouette's power started growing and growing and growing to the point where I think he described it as shadow demons snarling and fighting over the scraps of flesh of your enemies, or something like that.
Specifically, I wouldn't say the fight was going really against us, but he did get mind whammied and then break free. So I think it was more something snapping inside his shadowy brain, not like a panic on behalf of others type of situation. It was oogity boogity, get out of my brain, fairy.
Like, how dare you?
That's right. He was being sort of controlled, and he's like, don't let this happen, and then kind of freaked out. The next thing that you remember, well, you watched him kind of going insane, and then all of a sudden, you black out as well. You are unaware of how. You don't remember getting punched. You don't remember him attacking you. You do remember, however, things going completely black. And and then you wake up, and you are all in your beds at the mansion. And you don't know how much time has passed.
Daylight out?
Chameleon, what are you doing?
I am pacing the hallways, waiting for them to wake up. Yeah.
All right, so
super nervous.
Everybody pick a number between 1 and 10. Actually, no, chat. Why don't you give me a number between 1 and 4, and the first one to put one in the chat will be the first person to wake up. So sorry, go ahead, Randy. Your chameleon's walking around.
Yeah, because I think we talked about maybe me being worried about them. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that I would be not okay, just sort of worried, especially about Rusty, because he's been really kind to me, and Magnitude as well. Well, everyone, I love these guys.
Yes. So, Danny, you're the first to wake up, and around the same time, Arguishin is the first to wake up, followed pretty shortly thereafter by Magnitude, while Bootleg and Takedown are still either super groggy or fully asleep.
So, so Guishin, his eyes slowly kind of open, and he looks around, and then suddenly just jumps up, sitting straight up, and he yells, "Skinticles!"
Did you say Skinticles?
He just yells it out, "Skinticles!" And he's just... But there are none. He's in his room.
And I hear him yell.
You hear him yell, "Skinticles!"
Yeah, and I don't know what he's talking about, but I still am really excited that he's awake. And I push the door open, and I'm like, "Oh, Boy, am I glad to see you.
And I jump behind the bed, and then I poke my head up, and I'm like, "Whoa, comedian!
Hey,
What do you?" Slowly stand. Oh, what's up?
yes. I'm so glad that you guys are awake, or at least you. The others haven't woken up yet, I don't think. It was kind of getting crazy back there.
Yes. And then what happened?
So, Chameleon starts telling you that, like, he had realized that you guys had sort of left him when you guys went on that last mission, and he had spent sort of the entire time trying to track you guys down. And I mean, I go invisible, so I was sneaking around the building that you guys were in when I heard all the commotion that was happening. And when I saw that, there were shadow demons tearing at the flesh of our enemies, or your enemies, I was like, well, no, maybe I should help these guys get out of here. So, I spent all that time while you guys were passed out, sort of pulling each one of you out and sort of calling, getting you onto the jet and trying my hardest to fly it, which was not fun, but there you go.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Well, so the others are here too?
They are, but they've been sleeping for a while. I mean, you were gone for a couple, like, it's been hours. Like, I wasn't sure if you were going to wake up or anything. Boy, am I glad to see you. And he just comes in and gives you a hug.
Oh, yeah. All right, cool, bro, hug. And he just kind of does like requisite, like 2 pats and then a 3rd pat after he thinks about it, and then steps back. Yeah, good to see you. I guess let's check on the others. Just check on the others. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. So, with that, walk out of the room and head to the nearest door.
You hear voices coming from down the hall. Sounds like Chameleon and Guishin.
Yeah, she gets up and just very confusedly, like, opens the door, just kind of like in a daze, thinking about, like, things that she's remembering, but not really knowing if they were a dream or not. So she's just kind of like half dazed, walking out into the hallway. And that's probably how you find her. Just like not focused and kind of in a dreamlike state, still kind of half asleep.
So, hey, Magna. Vampires? Yeah? Vampires?
So did that really happen? Please tell me that wasn't real. Was that real? You know what I'm talking about?
Pretty sure it was real, and I mean, even Chameleon said it was real.
It was pretty damn scary, yeah. Yeah, and...
Whew. Okay. So that nightmare was real. Those skinticles were real? Right, yes. Okay. Not ever gonna know that. Okay. Is anybody else here? Did anybody else make it out? Is Bootleg, is he awake?
Let's go check again. And then...
Yeah, let's go wake him up.
Well, I mean, if we were all asleep, then he probably soaked in our sleepiness, and he's probably even extra asleep.
I'm not sure
if that's how it works.
I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Let's knock on the door, or just walk in.
Which do you do? It would not be locked.
Just walk in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I walk in.
Bootleg, how do you normally sleep?
Well, I mean, I guess I can't keep my plushy skinticles just lying around now that everybody's made them weird.
They do call him
does it
Mr. Leg.
matter? Yeah, I mean, he just has a collection of mannequin legs scattered all over the floor of his room. Does it matter how we normally sleep, or weren't we just kind of battered into unconsciousness and then dragged into bed by Chameleon?
Yeah, so the question: what did Chameleon do? Did he undress you and tuck you in, or did he just
He's like, here's your Ninja Turtle jammies, and then we're all just like, how does he know?
Well, I figured that you recovered enough to start sleeping normally, so you would revert back to your sleeping pattern.
All right. He's just lying unconscious on his bed under some covers. I have forgotten, out of character, are our costumes like the unstable molecules type of thing where the size shifts with us and everything?
No, they are quantum stitching.
Yeah, sorry.
Which is way better than unstable molecules. Does all those same things though? Yes.
My question is, I know that the costumes can modify for Magnitude's power set, but I was actually rocking Growth 2 briefly in that fight scene. So should the costume be damaged, or should it be repaired? I don't want to take liberties with our super suits.
I would say unless it was particularly acute and harsh damage, your suit would be fine.
All right. I guess he's just sleeping in his super suit, which is totally healthy and normal, and not at all how he normally sleeps, wrapped in the warm embrace of team emblazoned black leather or anything like that. That's not weird. You're weird. He's just kind of lying there. I like to think that multiple genetic anomalies entering his personal space might just trigger his power a little bit, even more so than a normal waking him up, but that plus 18 perception for detect mutant, it probably is a little ping that gets him to jolt upright, and probably reflexively he's got that energy signature wrapped around him, he's looking to sync with someone's powers reflexively. That's his jolt awake and look around wildly is probably jolting upright and that energy aura rippling before he realizes who it is. And then I imagine comes a headachy groan as he pivots in the seat and tries to shake it off a little. So,
That was pretty deep.
It was all real. All of it.
I did good, right?
Okay.
How'd we get back here? Please tell me it wasn't them that put us in bed.
Chameleon.
It is me.
He's the real MVP.
All right, well, I'm not often gonna be...
I was not fighting...
No, go ahead, man.
No, I wasn't gonna fight those things. It was creepy and scary. I was like, nope, we're gonna sneak these people out of here.
Yeah, that's probably the right call. How do you get us back here?
Very slowly. And then I start miming slow walking across the room. Like this.
Yeah, but
one at a
fly the
time.
Rhyduck?
I did, and when I tried to control it, the controls became one of those old arcade machines. I used to play those when I was a little kid, so it was pretty easy.
All right, well, I'm glad you didn't crash into a hospital or nothing. That would be really bad for everyone involved. Mental note.
I may have knocked down a tree in the yard. What? It's okay.
It's all right, as long as it was a tree, not a statue. But mental note, let's all try to get in some flight time in upcoming weeks. Speaking of which, who all else made it? Where's Takedown?
run to her room because everyone's waking up and I'm really excited now.
Do you just burst in, or do you knock on the door?
Oh, I totally burst in because I think everyone's waking up right now. It's like time.
It's like Christmas, but with people waking up. Okay, you burst in her room, sleeping, groggily sleeping.
I can't get over those images.
Are you still like?
The way you're looking at me right now. Are you on my bed staring at?
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's like on the headboard.
Yeah.
I'm like waiting for her to get up to see how she reacts to like not having the shadow or the skinticles around her.
What's up? I think she just like looks face to face with you and then just slowly pulls the cover over and just
Go away.
is not ready to deal with this yet.
It's time to get up, and then I jump on the.
Okay, so
Get
Chameleon
off
has
me.
no boundaries.
Yeah, no boundaries at all. Like, get off me.
Come on, everybody's waiting.
Where are we?
And walking down the hall towards your room anyway.
Yeah, I figured probably by then the rest of us are making our way in there. Bootleg will make a point of like knocking on the like the hallway just outside the door frame. Like after the team barges into her bedroom, he's very pointedly, going to do a polite knock.
Take that, like pushes Chameleon off of herself and gets out of the bed and with the blanket, just like security blankets to like wrapped around. They don't feel comfortable. Where are we? How did we get here?
I saved you. Yes.
We're home. But those things, they're real. What you dreamt, probably, maybe, because I did, and it was horrifying. It was real. And
What was more horrifying
What?
to everybody? The fighting with the what were they called? I can't remember
These
now.
skinticles.
You guys were fighting the dang it! I can't remember their name.
Well, like the super team
The
name?
Brimstone Court. That's what it was.
Brimstone Court.
And yes, so Sir Brute had the big hairy, brawny. What did I say? I said he was like a circus strongman. And then there was Duke Sanguine, Baroness Twist, Baron Striker, Queen Gloriana, and I think there was one more dude, Lord Ruthhaven.
Yeah.
For me, it was mostly Silhouette and the Skinticles. Yeah, pretty much. Those were the horrifying things.
Really,
There was
that's
a lot
weird
of it.
because it feels to me like maybe getting really forcefully invited into your dad's creepy sex dungeon club would be
refused.
pretty horrifying for me.
They said he refused. My dad knows what's up,
Yeah,
and
and
he
now
was right.
and now we do too. Maybe we need to talk to your dad and maybe check with your grandparents if they're still around, just to see what other terrible skinticle-covered skeletons might be in some familial closets. Oh, and let's make sure your mom's all right too.
There is still
Yeah, and
somebody
she
else
sounded-
who hasn't woken up. Silhouette is here as well.
Oh.
Oh, is he?
Okay.
We thought he just
that guy.
Yeah, I brought
disappeared
her
into
too.
the shadow realm.
Yeah.
Oh, I just figured he was like under the bed or something in all the room.
In fact,
No.
he is not. He is actually in a corporeal form, and he's lying on the couch downstairs.
Wait, so as soon as Chameleon tells us this, I am going to, in much the same vein as Chameleon running to Takedown's room, running down the stairs to see this corporeal silhouette on the couch. 'Cause
We
that
should
sounds
be
amazing.
careful.
Yeah.
Ringing out over the intercoms from like the nearest wall panel. Go, Guishan, be careful. Remember what he did last time he got spooked?
I fly. So down the stairs I go. This way I'm not clomping, and he won't hear my clomping footsteps. See? Makes sense. And yeah, I'm gonna check out the corporeal silhouette. That's my goal here.
Okay, so you go downstairs and you find Silhouette lying on the couch in the living room, and Cliff is there, who is doing much as Chameleon was doing to Takedown, and he's just staring. Wow, I never seen anything like this, you guys. This is pretty intense. He's like human shadow. I'm freaking out here, guys. I look into him and he seems to look back at me with a billion eyes.
Hey, Cliff, maybe stop staring at him then.
That's all right. I'm gonna go mop the kitchen. And Cliff leaves to go mop the kitchen.
Cool. Does he look like he's staring back at me with a billion eyes when I look at him?
His shadows are freaky, yeah.
It's pretty cool. I bet he'd do really well in one of those like nude model things where people are painting. He'd probably really, really dig that. Because lots of details and stuff.
So are we just gonna wait until he naturally wakes up? Because I don't want to wake him up. Do you want to wake him up?
I don't want to wake him up.
Let's just give him some space for a bit, and let's not spook him and get anybody else eaten by shadows.
It does look like, while his body is corporeal, it does look like the shadow on his body is alive. Like, it's more like on top of him, and sort of writhing. And if anybody wants to look at it in detail, you can make a perception check, and I'll perhaps give you some more information.
Totally
I don't. I already know enough about his energy signature. I don't need to fill my eyeballs with him also.
I ain't scared.
Okay. Then yeah, he doesn't seem to show any signs of waking up.
I'm looking. Lookerson.
Okay, give me a roll. Unless you already did.
I did.
20. Okay, I see it. Okay, so you look deeply into the shadow, and indeed it does look like eyeballs are looking back at you. Not like if you stare into the void stares back, but like literal, like eyeballs of lots of tiny things inside staring back at you, and sort of these miasmic tentacles are writhing all around. It looks like he's less made up of actual person and more made up of like somewhere in like if jelly were made out of smoke.
This is really cool. Like, it makes me think of so like the hippies, there's like this artist, you know, and he draws like this really trippy stuff with the eyeballs, like just eyeballs and eyeballs and eyeball stuff, and I think he did stuff for like that one band, Tool. I never really listened to them, but there was like eyeballs on their stuff too. It was great.
Hey.
What?
Back away from the shadow eyeball dimension. All right? Let's stop staring at him while he sleeps. Let's give him some space.
Oh, is that
Mags,
weird?
Mags, why don't you give your mom a call and let's make sure she's all right.
Are the eyeballs all the same, or are they from different people?
Are you staring into it enough to ask that question?
I'm asking question. Like, I'm not looking at it. I'm terrified of it.
And I guess Guishin tells you what you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
They are different but the same. They're the same kind of different.
Same kind of different.
Super
same.
clear.
I still got the blanket retro.
They are
on me. I
all
still
different
try to leave room.
from normal eyeballs, but they are also different from
Okay.
each other.
As long as they're not the eyeballs of the Brimstone Court.
No. Oh, no. They don't. They don't resemble like faces or people that you've met or that he absorbed or anything like that. They are alien, not alien, in the cosmic sense, but very different sort of beings. You only barely recognize them as eyes, Guishin. They're more like what somebody thinks eyes should look like if they didn't actually have them. Nightmarish stuff.
Well, I'm gonna call my mom now. And see how she's doing, and also have her give me some bendiciones over the phone because I need.
Okay. By the way, Chameleon, you have a hero point or a reroll from the chat. Plateau of Lang, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Your mom answers the phone. Hello?
Mommy,
Hey!
Are you okay?
Mags, how are you? I'm fine. Are you okay? You seemed very stressed 2 nights ago.
2 nights. Yeah, I was. It was a really stressful night. Where's Dad? Is Dad around?
I haven't seen him since this morning. I don't know.
Did he go into the office?
Of course. Same as always.
Okay, and you haven't noticed anybody weird around the house at all?
I mean, I would never say this about your friends, but they did come by not too long ago. But you were there.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, if you see Dad, let him know that I'm looking for him and that I need to talk to him. Okay, I'm gonna try him at the office.
Sure, you call his cell phone.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom. I love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
So that was two nights ago. We've been out for 2 days. Chameleon.
That is correct.
I told you you guys slept a long time.
Well, bootleg. My dad's probably at his office. We can either call him or here. Let's call him right now.
Yeah, let's just check in and make sure he's all right, and let him know that we, the school would like to speak to him at his earliest convenience after work hours sometime, and just try to find out some more details about this Brimstone Court.
Yeah, so I try his cell phone.
He answers the phone. Hello?
Hi, Dad.
Hey, Mags, good to see you. Talk to you. Good to hear your voice.
Yeah, are you at work?
Where else would I be?
Just checking. I know sometimes you like to take time off and go golf.
No golfing today. Very busy.
Well, when you're done there, could you stop by the school? Because my headmaster has something that he wants to talk to you about.
That guy creeps me out a bit, but...
Oh, no, it's a different guy. It's not that same asshole.
Already switching out, huh?
Yeah, no, this guy's better. I'm pretty
all
sure.
right. I guess I can make the drive if it's that important to you.
Please?
You got it.
Thank you, Dad.
My pleasure.
See you soon.
I guess the daughter still needs her dad after all.
Yes, I do. I'll see you soon, Dad.
Great.
This is gonna be real awkward. It's gonna be great.
Okay.
Talking to my dad about sex cults.
Have you had the talk with your father yet? Which talk is that? The birds and the bees and the bondage?
Skinticles.
The feast and the bondage.
Let's keep it Silver Age, everybody. I got
it's
more
your-
comments. I got more comments about last episode. Hey, Auntie, I thought you said this is a Silver Age romp. What the heck? Hey, listen, sorry.
Don't put that on us. This is your
The
world.
70s were a weird time, all right?
Whatever. Mister, dare you enter my magical realm?
Skinticles happened. It's a thing that happened. Let's not be queasy about it, all right?
Stop saying it. Why do you keep using that word?
Exactly that reaction right there. That's why. I just imagine everybody in the chat, everybody listening is having the same reaction that everybody on the stream is having. Every time we say that word, everybody goes, "Oh, weird." And that kind of power is intoxicating. So, your dad's going to stop by in about 3 hours. For a chat.
Right.
Yeah, I figured maybe he might not want to do this at home. Whether he knows very much about him at all,
Right.
might be a little
He doesn't-
awkward.
He doesn't talk about his parents that often, so
I
now
probably
I know why.
I probably wouldn't. All right. Well, then we've got 3 hours to rest up and clean up and try to feel better about the life choices we all made that put us into situations like this instead of just letting us beat up muggers and fight supervillains and stuff. So let's just kind of hit the showers, take it easy, and keep a watch over our shadowy friend here. Chameleon, you take first watch while some of us get a couple showers in, and we'll be down here. Just give him some space. Please don't lurk up there on the armrest over his head or on the other
I'm not going near the
armrest.
shadow guy again.
Yeah,
I
okay.
only brought him here because I had to. I felt bad, but
Well, we help out genetic anomalies in need, and you did that. So you did good, and I'm proud of you. I just don't want you to crap the bed now by spooking him so he wakes up and sees you staring at him and then freaks out and tears the place down with shadowy tendrils of pure evil or, whatever. So
he won't see me, and then I go invisible, and then I open my eyes, so it's just floating eyes, and then I blink.
alrighty, I'm gonna see y'all after a shower or 3, because I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty dirty inside and out from that whole thing. So we'll see y'all in a little bit.
All right, well, Bootleg goes off to take a shower. What are the rest of you doing?
Go to a
Same.
different shower.
Yeah, that sounds actually really great.
Everybody's taking this is where it gets
No.
less Silver Age by the moment.
I'm patrolling. I'm watching the vicinity of.
This is a manor, right?
Yes, there's plenty of showers. I was just being modern age. That's all.
We're all using the same one by choice, not by necessity.
So I made a couple of caveats at the beginning. Like, we're Silver Age, maybe a little bit of Bronze Age, but we're also the best version of the universes. And so, there's a lot of sex positivity, there's a lot of body positivity. And if you guys wanted to shower together, like, we are not imposing that particular limitation.
Also, though,
Fish out is
we're
not up
all-
for that. She
we're all
wants to go
12 years
exercise.
So you guys shower together, I'm gonna run.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a jog.
Figuratively and literally.
Yeah, I'm
Grecian does
literally
not
running
want-
out of the house.
Grecian does not want to shower together. So
And my understanding was that nobody wanted to shower together, but I wanted to be clear that is not off limits if everybody wanted to. This is more of a new Teen Titans group rather than
Magnitude
X-Men.
does not care.
yes.
She does not care whatsoever.
Cool.
Shower or not.
So maybe Bootleg gets the eyebrows like company, or we don't do that.
Not today. Today, Bootleg needs to be alone with hot water and some steel wool that he yoinks from the kitchen real quick.
That's gonna be the first variants T-shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
Today, Bootleg showers alone.
Because the thing is, remember, Bootleg borrowed the power set, including the physical quirks of a guy named Sir Brute, right? Like the hairy, oily strongman from Eastern Europe. I was probably gonna need a shower after that anyway, even if there wasn't skinticles and all the rest going on. And then getting shot and stabbed. I'm fine though. Thanks everybody.
It's 2 days.
Whatever. Jerk. Nobody checked. Nobody asked. Nobody cared. But yeah, like he is not in a hanky-panky group shower type of mood.
You asked earlier about the effects of your costume. It did not rip or otherwise break your costume. However, the abundance of body hair did leave remnants in your suit. And
That's
while
fine.
it is technically your hair, it also kind of isn't.
It's my hair that's only there because of the power swap. So yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's not like he's gonna be wearing the suit when Mag's dad visits, probably, and he probably has more than one. He's been in this business for years.
So he's got his old costume on. He's got his
You
original
just wear that
costume
into
on.
the shower.
Yeah, the short pants and pixie boots that the headmaster gave us all when we first got here on the other side of 20. Yeah, I come dressed up like Robin's leg, my former alter ego. Yeah, no. Bootleg just needs a shower and also just some time to like decompress because this was like the first major team outing that was like his idea and without the headmaster even like in the earpiece to give advice or anything like that, but like
Nice.
we all got out in one piece. He's but he needs some alone time in the shower.
Bootleg's trying desperately to spin this as a win.
None of us died. Like we were, we're doing just fine. I'm doing good. You got this. You got this, Bootleg shower. He's self-affirming in the steam-proof mirror while shaving off a couple days worth of stubble that looks like a week's worth of stubble because it just grew so quickly prior to the KO. So yeah, he just needs some decompression time. Now's not the time to make your move, Mags, and try to move up the university ladder.
Don't flatter yourself.
Wow.
All right, so we got 3 showers and an exercise regimen. Chameleon, what are you doing?
He told me to keep an eye on the Shadow Man and not to spook him. So I am invisible watching him.
All right, you notice from the kitchen, once everybody leaves, you notice Cliff sort of peek around the door and look around. He doesn't see anybody because you're invisible, and he walks back over to Silhouette and just stares
And
at
I
him.
walk right in front of him
like,
and I go, what are you doing back?
Why? Oh my gosh! Oh, Mr. Chameleon,
And then I
that
put
you
my hand
scared
on
the
his
hell
mouth.
out
I
of
put
me.
my hand on his mouth. I put my hand on his mouth. Shh. We gotta let him sleep.
Oh, sure. Oh my goodness. Hey, man, you can't do that to me. That I almost pooped my pants.
I'm so sorry. That's not good either.
I'm gonna go change. I almost did, but I'm gonna go change anyway.
Okay, sorry.
He waddles away.
Mr. Chameleon.
Does anybody have anything they want to do in the meantime after shower workout? That is until Mag's dad gets here.
This is my
television.
super team. This is the super team I've inherited. This is where my life choices have brought me. This is what I'm doing with myself.
Max is probably pacing her room, like just going over in her head, like how she's gonna have this conversation with her father about this crazy shit that's happening. So she's probably just like talking to herself, pacing back and forth.
I could have gone to real college. I could have gone to any college. I could have gotten into any college I wanted. I could be doing anything I wanted with my life right now, with all the skills, knowledge, and abilities of anyone around me. And no, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. We got a PTSD suffering janitor that poops himself when he gets caught staring into the unblinking shadowy eyes of the abyss man sleeping on our couch because he got scared by the semi-invisible street urchin that apparently thinks it's okay to stare at people when they're sleeping.
I'm just trying to help you guys. Just saying.
Magnitude, as you step out of the shower, you're doing your routine, whatever it is that you do post shower. You realize that your cell phone is ringing.
Who's calling?
It is Sarah, your most of the time girlfriend.
I answer it immediately.
And she just starts in. How could you? What were you thinking? We've had this date planned for forever, and we were supposed to go out last night. We were supposed to go dancing, and what the hell? And I called you, and you never called me back, and that's not supposed to happen. And you told me that if you're going to do dangerous stuff, that you would let me know you're safe. And what the hell? And I'm so pissed at you right now. Blah 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 blah.
Oh God. Okay, Sarah, babe, calm down. Breathe for a second. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry.
5 years, and I've heard you say sorry before. And I'll be honest with you, every time you say sorry now, it just feels like another time you're saying sorry. It doesn't mean anything.
Right? That's true. What can I do to make it better?
I want to hear your bad excuse for why you were insensitive.
Well, that's a little complicated. What are you doing tonight?
I don't have plans yet.
Do you want to come over to the manor? You should come over to the manor.
Your friends are straight weird.
I understand, but I think this will be the best way for you to understand what is happening, I guess. I'd rather you hear it from the source, I guess.
Fine. What time?
And I give her the same time my dad's supposed to be here.
Okay. She says, fine, I'll be there. This better be good.
I hope it's sufficient, because I really am sorry.
Okay, I still love you, but I am angry. I need you to know that.
I love you too, and you are right to be angry. I will see you soon.
See, I'm right. All right, I'll see you then.
I mean, like, how do you tell her that you got, like, kidnapped by a murder sex cult, you know?
That your dad
That's your
in.
excuse.
Yeah.
By your dad's murder sex
Yeah, I
cult.
mean, technically that your grandparents were in.
Hi, Dad. No, this just got good.
This would explain why Dad's middle name is Brimstone, I guess. That's where they met.
Your phone rings again,
BS.
Mags.
Who is it now?
It says H. Tanaka.
Do I know that name?
As in Hiroki Tanaka.
Oh my God. What the hell? So I answer that.
Hey, girl. Guess who's coming back into town tonight?
Hey, babe. You're going to be in town.
Yep, I'll be in town for one night only, and I was hoping to take my American girl out. How about that? Let's do this. I gotta go back to Japan. I'm leaving on a plane tomorrow morning, and I would love to see you.
That would be so great. That would be so great. But, man, I wish you would have told me sooner.
Hey, no, I know it's a big deal. And just found out yesterday. I'm running an errand for my boss. And I begged him and pulled some strings, and he let me be the one to come to America to meet with the client. And now I get to meet up with you. Listen, I know it's last minute. I know you probably have plans. I will meet you wherever you are. So if you're at your mansion school or whatever, like that's still kind of crazy, I'll totally meet you up there if you want. Whatever you want. The night belongs to you.
Just tell him you're recovering.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, no, that's great. No, come over. That's great. Let's do it. I want to see you. You
Right
never
on.
come here, so yeah, okay.
See you there. I have a present for you. So it'll be nice.
Oh, thanks, babe. All
Okay.
right, let's do this.
I'll be there. What
and
time?
Just so you know, and I tell him the same time as Sarah and my dad.
Oh, okay.
And Sarah is going to be here, by the way.
Ah,
Just, like,
well,
FYI.
that's interesting. Maybe more interesting. I guess we'll see how it works out. Anyway, we'll have fun. Okay, all right. Magnitude's gonna have a night. Your phone rings again. I could do this all day. It's your mother.
Who is it now? Okay.
Magdalena! Your father tells me he is
Mom?
not coming home for dinner.
Yes, that's true, because my headmaster needs to talk to him about something really quick before he goes home.
And you know who was here just until 5 minutes ago?
Who, Mom?
Sarah. And then all of a
Yeah,
sudden
no,
she says, oh, I won't be able to stay for dinner. Guess why she says? Guess why she says, Magdalena?
Because she's coming
Because
here.
she's coming to see you.
I know.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful? How everyone gets to see you except for your mother, who was cooking. Did you come over the other day when you said you were coming? When I made the large meal for you and all of your friends? And you did not call me back, and then you did not return my calls, and then all of a sudden you say, well, no, I'm fine, sorry. And then you invite your father and your girlfriend, but mom can stay at home because, Jesus Christ. That's why. Huh? You made me say that, Magdalena. You made me so mad that I took the Lord's name in vain right now. I'm so mad.
Sorry, Mom. I didn't realize that Sarah was there. And I'm sorry that you started cooking food. I didn't know that either. How about you pack that food up? I will send a car to get you. And then you will come have dinner with all of us.
I am so glad you said that. I have already started preparing the meal.
Right.
I knew you were going to be a good girl.
Love you.
I knew it.
Always, Mom. I
And then
love you.
you can hear herself crossing herself.
Yep.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And then she hangs up.
Okay, Mom. Okay.
Anybody else feel like being socially punished tonight?
Well, I mean, I feel like we heard the phone ring, and then we heard her talking frantically, and then the phone ring, and heard her talking frantically, and then the phone ring. So Guishin's gonna go ahead and dial up the phone.
After you hear... here. We should... No, wait. As soon as you call, you hear a scream, like a blood-curdling scream come from her room. Like, not again. I'm not going to do it because it's going to be too loud, but she screams so loud. Like, no.
While
And then
Guishin
she
is
throws
calling
her
you.
phone. Yeah.
And Chameleon, who's patrolling, trying to keep things from happening, starts bolting upstairs. Like, bolting.
You bolt upstairs. The door's shut. Do you want to bust in the door?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, it just got
I
weird
think she's in
because...
trouble because she's
And there is Magdalena, naked, having thrown her phone across the room, and she's screaming. And
then I start screaming.
She's sitting on her bed, like, half crying, half laughing hysterically because, like, what the fuck else is she supposed to do? But she's just, like, kind of hysterical. And she sees you walk in, and then she just starts to explain everything really fast in Spanish. I'm not going to do it right now, but, like, you know what I'm talking about. She explains everything to you
yeah.
in light speed and catches you up.
And I'm like, oh.
What am I supposed to do, Chameleon? What am I supposed to do?
Chameleon,
I don't know.
what is Chameleon's what's his modesty level like? Is he more comfortable with what's going on, or does his background lead him to be a little bit more embarrassed or modest, or what?
No, he's pretty okay. I mean, he would be surprised seeing a friend like that, but then she started explaining what was going on, so he would listen and be there to help her. Like he's pretty. I mean, like he doesn't care. He's got friends. Yeah. But yeah, he listens to the story and she asks what she's supposed to do, and he's like, I have no idea. I feel like you just got yourself in a lot of trouble. And then he just closes I walked backwards out the door and closed. No. I stopped.
No.
Okay.
No. You know what? I will not have this in my family. We will not have these dark secrets. We are not that kind of family, and we will air this shit out, and my father will tell me everything, and my mother will know everything, and so will my girlfriend, and so will my boyfriend, and everyone will just fucking know everything, and none of this lying bullshit. No. Not on my watch.
Sounds like you have it decided.
You hear a polite knock from the other side of the door. As Bootleg is standing in the doorway, wrapped in his towel, fresh from the shower, kind of classic Cyclops barreling down the hallway because somebody's screaming in the middle of the night.
I'm just naked and pacing right now.
But he at least, he has the towel on in classic X-Men fashion. But he, despite your nudity, and he clearly sees it, he still knocks before crossing the threshold into somebody's room. It's like I have to go through the motions of being invited in. Never mind, walking around nude. You got to do it right. You knock and then enter. But he'll knock just to kind of get your attention. They go, and the school's gonna have your back. However, this conversation goes down. The headmaster's not here. So we might be lacking a bit of gravitas, but the good news is the headmaster's not here. So he won't be here for this conversation.
Good.
Just like he wasn't with us at your grandparents' sex dungeon the other night. Because that would have been gross, right? So we'll work through this together. And also, do you need a towel or something?
So at this point...
I'm dry already.
At this point, Grecian is coming up. He came a little bit slower than Chameleon because he knew why the scream happened. So by the time he gets there and sees everybody and what's going on, just kind of looks first at Bootleg and at Mags, then just kind of turns away and says, wow, I guess Murder Sex Dungeon affected us more than we thought. And then turns and walks
I'm
away.
about to air out all of my dirty laundry. I do not care anymore.
It's just that Bootleg's in a towel, Magnitude's naked, Chameleon's just like, and then Grecian's like, yep, this is what happens when you stare into the darkness. And he just turns back around.
I would have been walking toward the hall, or running toward the hall, as she sees Bootleg coming down the hall in a towel, and then just goes, nope, and just turns around and leaves, like whatever's going on, just nope.
Headmaster leaves, we visit a murder sex dungeon, we make our own murder sex dungeon. That's just,
my mom's bringing food, so bringing food, so at least we will have that. That'll be really nice. I am gonna go change into my most conservative outfit, and we will figure this.
So he's gonna politely half turn away because it's rude to watch somebody get dressed. So he'll turn sideways in the doorway to go, so you said something about a girlfriend and a boyfriend and your mother.
Yes.
Sounds like tonight's meeting got a little more crowded. I was supposed to be on a date with my girlfriend last night, but I was passed out and could not attend. And she probably won't believe me unless she hears it from everyone. And then my boyfriend
is in Japan, and he is going to be in town for one night only, and I would like to see him, and this is the only way, so fuck it, let's have him find things out, because whatever. And my mom felt left out. So here we are.
All right. Well, on behalf of the Greystone Academy for the Prodigious, I'm glad that whatever social pains you have to feel today are at least going to get the rest of us some tacos. And as the team leader of the Variants, I appreciate you taking a hit for the squad that way and doing what you can for team morale and getting us said tacos. I'm not sure how the team is supposed to have your back with any girlfriend or boyfriend drama, but however we can help out, we will.
Yeah, just explain what happened and why I was out for 2 days. You know, because if I said it, I don't think she'd believe me. That's all.
So you're saying that Sarah would think you made up your grandparents' superhuman sex dungeon?
It sounds made up, doesn't it? In any other context?
But she thinks that, like, that's what you would make up for a reason to skip out on a date? Because that's maybe not super healthy.
Well,
He
I'm
says,
not coming to you for
knowing
relationship
what health
advice,
is.
okay? Step back. Not asking you. I am just going to have this conversation, and I think that this is what's best for us. Thank you.
Alrighty, I'm just making sure everything's alright. Because my folks had to hear some really weird excuses for me in my late teen years, and, you know, it helps to have somebody in some position of at least halfway assumed authority explaining that, like, murderous robots are real.
On the intercom, on the intercom, Guishan taps that because he's close by and listening. He's still explaining. And then let's go.
So, anyways, since we've still got some time to kill before everyone gets here, you just let us know what we can do to help out, and we'll see you in a couple hours. All right, Bootleg. Mr. Leg will saunter his legs back down the hallway and finish drying off and get dressed and all that good stuff.
Alrighty. Anybody else doing anything of note?
I think I do go back and ask how Magnitude's mom's getting here, because I don't know that they have the G ride to get over, and if not, then he's gonna go get her in the Ray Duck.
Thank you.
All right, so you are going to go pick up Rogelio? Say that name for me.
Rogelio?
Rogelio, okay. I wasn't sure how to pronounce it, but Rogelio Flores is her dad.
That's my dad. He's picking up my mom.
Oh, okay, right. So you're picking up Maria de Jesus.
The tacos, yeah.
Yes, and the tacos. Fair enough. She's very happy to see you because you represent people who appreciate her cooking and her getting to see her daughter. So she is very glad to see you. You get kisses, and she, kind of slides you a little treat, a very starchy Mexican style cookie. Just on the side, she says, "This is for helping me."
See, Korean people know this too. So he's a little bit of a mama's boy, and so he appreciates a mama that dotes on her children. That's right. We'll step right on into the Ray Duck.
Where did
Miss
you park the
Flores?
Ray Duck? I mean, you're in the middle of Proudhaven. Not in a great area.
Well, I would have had it in some sort of car-looking form that was large enough to hold tacos, and would have parked as close as possible on the street, just on the street. I would have made a lookout for any weird guys behind newspapers looking out for me, because they're always around here. But then I would go up and grab Miss Flores.
Alrighty. You guys have pleasant conversation on the way back. She sneaks you another cookie, as if she's got this sort of bag of them somewhere that you can't see.
They're all in her purse.
But they're like just the perfect temperature. You know, if you don't think about them, you know, being in somebody's purse, like they're like just lovely. But she talks your ear off and you know, talks about what she assumes that you all do at the academy, which pretty much everything that she says is what you would expect from a normal school, which is also pretty much nothing at all like what actually happens. And so how do you play that off?
Well, Guishin is truly not the best student. So when, you know, she starts talking about certain things that might be happening, he's kind of like, yeah, the classes, we go to them. I don't sometimes pay attention all the time because, you know, it's boring. And so I just, you know, I just try to get my good grades and not make the teacher mad. But I like Bags's dance classes because I like to dance too, and so that's fun. The best class, Miss Flores, is her class, teaching us to dance.
She seems very pleased about this, and that's about the time that you land back at the Greystone Academy for the Prodigious.
And it's time to cart these tacos into the house, yeah.
Before the guests commence arrival, because we had a couple hours, I'm going to try and track down Takedown up to and including using my powers if I have to, and then accessing whatever intercom panels are closest to wherever she is. But yes, we will be checking on Takedown first.
All right. There's plenty of time for that. So, Takedown, are you easy to find, or have you bolted?
To the pool. Like whatever she gained from de-stressing from earlier situation is now back in another uncomfortable situation. So she has picked a different workout routine.
Now I feel like she's got a different workout for like every kind of form of stress.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, this is a social stress. I gotta go swimming.
Yeah, exactly. So just swimming.
All right then. We will just be mostly checking in that she's all right. So let's just kind of crackle over the intercom, and it'll be Jordan instead of Takedown, because that's his inside voice when it's not about team business. I'm gonna go, hey Jordan, just checking in. You gonna be all right for Mags's parents' visit?
I set this one out.
Okay, physically, are you all right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, when am I not? Right? Like, but this is, you know, I could take a punch. This is all just a little too weird, man. Too weird.
All right, the rest of us can kind of share our testimonies with her folks if you don't want to. I understand that the Brimstone Court could make people pretty uncomfortable, and discussing the Brimstone Court with a classmate's family could also make us plenty uncomfortable, and Lord knows it will. So if you want to set this out, you can.
I'm gonna be there. It's like, I don't judge anyone's life choices or whatever, but you know, some stuff just ain't for me.
Well, I mean, I don't think any of us are planning to give the court a call back and sign up or anything.
It's not the court. It's just like, you know, my family just things are pretty simple. And whatnot, and all of the, like, this just seems like there's a lot of stuff going on that I'm not out, you know?
All right. Hey, do you need me to get off the intercom and come talk like face to face? Or are you doing okay with everything?
That one. Oh, I'm gonna go take a quick shower, and then I'll be up to watch a movie. I think I'm gonna go start that.
All right. Well, we'll try to keep a couple tacos alive for you after everything hits the fan this evening. You holler if you need to talk to somebody. All right.
No worries. I think I'm just gonna go order some Chinese and chill.
And Magnitude comes over the comms going, honestly, Cassie, I really don't blame you. I wish I could do the same. You have a fun night. A Magnitude, she comes over the comms, she's like, honestly, don't blame you. I wish I could join you. You have a...
She doesn't know my name.
She meant Jordan, not Cassie.
Yeah, sorry.
I know.
Sorry.
I was going to yes and roll with it.
You were correct.
I'm not sure Magnitude knows Takedown's real name.
We've had classes together. She gives you grades. She knows.
She's a little frazzled right now.
Yeah.
Cassie, this person I met way back in the day.
Yeah.
Sorry, you reminded me of him. Okay, so...
So much.
Okay, then the one last chore that needs to happen before anybody's boyfriend's, girlfriend's, hysterical mother, and construction working father, as I recall, but before they all get here, we need to get Silhouette off this couch. So I will head to the living room and see who I can see that is not Cliff.
I can help with that, I guess, because I can do that from away.
You can, but I'm not sure how comfortable we are with that. In terms of, we don't know, out of character, we don't know like what the telekinesis feels like when somebody is grabbed, but also you are currently giving her mom a ride. So I don't know if you're in the mansion at this part of the afternoon. So we're gonna see if Mags is downstairs, or we're gonna see if I can ping Chameleon on my anomaly sense.
I'm right behind you when you start looking.
All right. He does not startle because he makes a point of never letting the students know they get to him. But no, just because he's used his 360 senses. Yeah, he's just gonna go. Like, conversationally, he's going to, like, walk into the living room, stop for a second, and then go, oh, hey, Mateo, can you give me a hand moving Silhouette?
And then he ungoes invisible and he says, "You're no fun." And then he's like, "Yeah, I'll help."
Yeah, pretty famously, that's been the case for the last several years. Thanks. I'll get the top end, you get the feet. Let's just get him up into like bedroom 4, top side.
Okay. And then Chameleon like very carefully like touches him and leans really far back while he's doing it.
So yeah, we're just gonna try and carefully carry the semi-comatose Silhouette upstairs to one of the many additional bedrooms. And get the creepy, shadow-eyed, shadow-covered, weird dude out of sight and out of mind. So that
I don't know why you're getting him out of sight. I think that's your meal ticket to the solution to this whole problem. Just put him there. All things will be explained.
Because I don't want the hysterical caterwauling of a Latina mom to do what he wakes up to, and then she just rips a sandal into the abyss of his soul or something.
Or the girlfriend who thinks we're weird enough already.
Yeah, like excuse me, why is this creepy goth dude on your couch? You guys are messed up. Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that.
Sarah's not an airhead.
Don't we need that, though?
Maybe that was my impersonation of your dad. You don't know my life.
All right, so we move him into a bedroom.
Yes, and then I will assign Cliff to the garage for the evening. just get the cars cleaned up and waxed and stuff. So he will also, as like the second weirdest person here, he can also be out of sight and out of mind. And then I feel like we're kind of ready. Like there's maybe time for like a last minute run to a local grocery store to make sure we have like drinks or napkins or whatever the hell is needed. But I feel like that's gonna do it for chores after our rocky afternoon of psychological recovery and exploring friendships over the intercom.
Are you getting alcoholic drinks?
He was, like we'll get a couple
Or
like
do you have them?
cervezas.
Or do you have them at the school?
We probably have some at the school, but we've got like 4 extra people coming over. So whatever. We'll grab some cervezas and just stuff that kind of goes with tacos. Make sure that we're covered. Keep it simple.
And what do you have at the manor?
I mean, I figure like stocked at the manor, we've got all the high end shit that the actual headmaster liked. So if somebody just really wants tacos and brandy or whatever, like they can do that. Like just whatever crystal decanter they want to grab from his desk or whatnot. Like I'm sure we've got a fairly stocked wet bar, headmaster being the headmaster, but now we will also have some Dos Equis or whatever.
I asked for no reason, just idle chit chat.
He's just got a
I'm
bar
sure this won't
stocked
come
with
up.
Sky vodka, lemon Sky vodka, raspberry Sky vodka.
It does make me wonder how much of the cabinet the headmaster took care of the couple nights before he left. All right, so at length, the people start arriving. Your guests. Maria was first, and she insists that. Number one, I believe her exact words were, "Child, get the hell out of my kitchen." Who she spoke to, Cliff, who was just scared to death and ran out of the kitchen very, very quickly and is now sort of not knowing exactly
Back
where.
to the garage.
Okay, so
I assigned him to the garage.
Okay.
He was supposed to
This
be
is when-
washing
this
and
is when-
waxing all the headmaster's cars.
This is when
so, like, I tried
this is
to
when
get
that
him out of-
conversation happened. So Maria gets there and you
like-
see
he's filling the washing bucket from the kitchen sink or whatever.
Yeah, and he just runs out, and now he's just like, he knows he's not supposed to be in the living room. He's not supposed to be where Silhouette is. He's not supposed to be in the kitchen, and his routine is thrown off. And he's like, and then that's when you tell him, hey, head to the garage to start waxing stuff. And he's like,
you don't need to be here for this conversation, Cliff. Things might get a little awkward. You just, this is your chance. Go have fun with all the pretty cars. champ.
okay, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Well, it doesn't matter. I thank you. I'm just gonna go take care of the cars. I'll be in there. If it's not too much trouble, if there's extra tacos, I mean they smell good and all. So if you get a chance,
You'll hang on to a couple.
Okay, all right. I'll be in the garage then.
First thing first, when the tacos open, assuming, like, I will explain my intent so she doesn't stab me with a fork or hit me with a spoon. But Bootleg will do his normal, there's the younger, prettier version of my abuela, because he grew up with an abuela down there in Texas. So he will schmooze her a bit, but then explain that he needs to set some aside for a couple of people that can't make it for this evening's talk. So we'll get 2 or 3 tacos apiece set aside for Takedown and Cliff. And then point out to her where things are in the kitchen. Any suggestions that she made during her last visit to the kitchen have been followed through on. Like if she goes, no, those should be down at set. Well, sure, that's where those go now. Right?
Are you going to spend a hero point to make that happen?
To make what happen?
like retroactive decisions like that, man.
No, I'm saying like if she has
You changed
taken
the
over
scene
the kitchen
in some way. You
before,
gotta spend a hero point. I'm
will
just playing around. That's
I will
fine.
spend a hero point if it comes down to it to keep from getting stabbed or hit with a sandal.
She's not that mean.
I kind of love the idea, though, of you spending a hero point to retroactively make changes to the kitchen so that Magnitude's mom doesn't get mad at you.
Yeah, he's gotta make sure to stay away from La Chancla. But yeah, like if she has made kitchen organization suggestions before, she outranks those of us that just live here. So yeah, the kitchen is how she left it.
Okay. I believe that Sarah is the next to arrive.
And I will be right there.
You're there waiting for her at the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will welcome her in. Be like, my mom's in the kitchen. So
That's awkward.
let's go get some food. I know, but let's go get some food. I'll explain. Well, it'll all be explained. Just trust me. Let's just.
Okay. So she gives kisses and things are normal. She's not being passive aggressive. She's trying her best not to act irritated, because she's more or less a healthy girlfriend, right? She knows that it would be wrong to act passive aggressive until you've had a chance to explain yourself. And she's not passive aggressive, and she's very direct anyway. So she just tells you that she's upset, but she's willing to give you the chance, and so everything's fine for now.
I got it.
When Sarah walks into the kitchen and your mom sees her, there's a little bit of a look because your mom can be very passive aggressive, and so she looks at Sarah like, thanks for telling me, but without saying it with words, just like, and then goes back to.
I look at my mom and I'm like, Mom, don't do that. I know what you're doing. Okay, she didn't know. All right, don't blame her. Don't get mad at her.
Well,
I know you.
I'm here, aren't I? So.
Yeah.
Am I still stuck in the kitchen for this, or was I able
you're
to?
there right now.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I am pulling a chameleon. Like he's just holding real
Fading into
still.
the wall.
like he backed up a step. Like I might steal his powers, depending on how the rest of the scene goes. Like no kidding. But yeah, he's just kind of like he froze and like took a half step back, like out of any line of fire. Because none of these three are who he wants to tangle with in a kitchen or otherwise. So he's just like, zoop, just nope. All right.
So it's like that Homer Simpson meme where he just fades right into the hedge. So Bootleg just steals Chameleon's powers and just fades right into the wallpaper, and all you see is eyes just walking out of the kitchen.
He will only steal the powers if he has to, but he's just gonna like use some of that borrowed stealth skill in the meantime.
Way to have him back, Bootleg.
He has to.
For now, he's just chilling.
No, I'm gonna go. Magnitude's gonna go wait by the door for the other people to arrive. So she makes sure she's the first one to.
So Bootleg, are you still in the kitchen then? Or did you stealthily exit?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna just like dive over a counter and low crawl away rudely because that'll just make it worse.
Okay, because now it is Maria
I'm not gonna
and
interfere.
Sarah that are in the kitchen, and there's a little tension. Usually there's not, but there is now, and it's passive aggressive, and Sarah's trying her best not to take the bait.
Bootleg then, since he just got fucking ditched by the person whose fault this all is, will go ahead and like take off his casual sport coat and make a big show of rolling up his sleeves to dive in and help out. And he'll do like the total like clap his hands and rub them together like he's all fucking eager to let's all just help out in the kitchen. If you're still in the kitchen, it's because you're helping out. Yeah, let's help mom make dinner. So yeah, like when the tension thickens, he will block it like a good-natured dork who's just like here to help out in the kitchen, and let's focus on the tacos that bring us together instead of the Magdalena that drives us apart.
Okay. Sarah sees this and she just says, this will be over soon enough, and so she decides to walk out the back, and she's going to take a little bit of walk, just until other people get here.
All right then. I'm gonna keep working on this fresh guacamole. I'm not chasing somebody else's drama. I will try to intercept someone else's drama if I have to, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to go after drama.
Next to arrive is Rogelio. And he's never been here before. And you said, Mags, you're waiting for him?
Yep.
And hugs and kisses and the whole thing. And it's very good to see you.
Dad.
I've never been here. I'm kind of excited to
Dad,
look around.
Dad,
Yeah, what's
Dad,
up? What's up? What?
Just, I need to talk to you aside from everybody else because Mom's here, Sarah's here.
Your
boyfriend
mother's
from
here.
Japan.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
No, she felt left out, but you know how Mom is.
Well, good for you. What a good daughter. Okay, that's fine.
But
Sarah too. Okay.
I
I
need
thought
you
it was
to-
just going to be you and me, but
no, I know. It's just trust me. Just come with me for a second.
okay.
And I'm going to personally call Bootleg.
Okay.
And be like, hey.
Like on the phone, or
Yeah.
what are we talking? Okay, if it was gonna be the team intercom again, I wanted to know. Suddenly, every speaker in the mansion crackles. My dad's here. He's a fucking psycho. Help me! No, okay.
No.
I got you. So yeah, Bootleg, who by that time, like 5 minutes later, has turned on a radio in the kitchen. And let her mom pick a station, and we're just going to town. Like, I'm 10 years old helping my grandma cook. He'll go, just a second.
Okay, so there's something suitably accordion-ish playing in the kitchen now, and you are now headed towards Magnitude and her father.
Yeah, I basically just say my dad's here. Let's talk to him first, separate from everyone, to let him know what my plan is. And if we don't have to tell anybody else, maybe we don't have to. That'd be great. But we'll see. Let's talk to him right now.
All right, roger that. I'll be there in a few minutes. All right, I will politely duck out of the kitchen. I'll say, Headmaster, duty calls.
And the doorbell rings.
Do you need me to? And I'll ask her, do you need me to get somebody else in here to help out? Or, be honest, are we just getting in the way?
Okay, can you go with my dad into your office right now? And then I'm gonna go greet my boyfriend, and I'll be right back up there. Yeah?
Sure. Dad will get a handshake. I will take him upstairs to the office.
Okay. When you go upstairs and sit him down in the office, he remarks at what a fantastic office. How well you have done for yourself at such a young age to have such an impressive office and an impressive title, and you run this whole school. And he goes on and on about how impressed he is at how far you've come, clearly, and kind of wants you to tell him kind of how things are and how'd you get here, and tell me about your life. Tell me, you're successful. Clearly, tell me how you got this way.
The school's original headmaster noticed me at a pretty young age from actually some national newspaper articles about my mixture of varsity athletics and several academic championships. And then we realized that I'd been accidentally cheating a little bit along the way. I have special abilities, kind of similar to your daughter's, in that we're both genetic anomalies, but mine operate a little bit differently. So it turns out that I had been coasting instead of working as hard as I should have been. And the headmaster helped me realize that about myself and realize a little bit more of my full potential. And with an accelerated program, and there, the voiceover of accelerated program fades to 17-year-old Bootleg fighting robots or some shit, like various adventures with the original variants. And with the help of an accelerated program, I quickly moved into an assistant professor position here at the school. And now that some urgent business has pulled the headmaster away on an extended sabbatical, I'm doing what I can to continue running the academy just like he would want it.
As you're talking, he's stood up and is walking around. He's kind of got his finger running along some of the furniture in a way that he's not impressed, right? He seems more impressed by you than he is impressed by the trappings. Almost like he's bored with them, but he's impressed with you and how you got them. That's his tone. And he swings by the liquor cabinet and pauses, and his eyes narrow a little bit and shakes his head like, there's some good stuff in there. And they kind of gives you an eyeball like, like, do you know what you have in there? And then continues to listen.
He will continue to try and be honest and also deflect a bit by making it clear that, like, his daughter is also really cool and special, and some of us have a leg up due to being genetic anomalies, but it's important that we use those in a responsible way to help other people, especially to help normalize genetic anomalies and to teach genetic anomalies to use their powers in a responsible and safe fashion. And he makes it clear, trying to think of some university talk here. We're currently undergoing a transfer of the syllabus as we, in fact, pivot the academy's primary nature to deal with a more hands-on and physical class structure that was spearheaded by your daughter's physical training and dance classes. But I think it's an absolute priority that we make sure that our students are able to safely use their powers for the betterment of themselves and others.
That's great. That's great. He seems kind of bored after you just, after a little while, he's just not paying attention.
I mean, I did write the pamphlet on this place.
Okay, back to Magdalenitude. At the door is your boyfriend, Hero, and he cannot wait to get his hands on you. He just gives you the biggest hug as soon as the door swings open, and he's showering you with kisses, and he got you a present that's behind his back, and he's just incredibly sweet, in a way that can only be created by loving somebody so much and yet not seeing them for such a long time. So, but obviously you guys are not together right now, and so he's really laying it on thick. Yeah.
Well, I accept it. I kind of lean into it a little bit because it's nice, because I know it's not going to last, because I'm about to go talk to my dad about some weird shit. But he knows Sarah, so I'm just going to, and he knows my mom, so I'm just going to tell him that my mom's in the kitchen. She needs some help. If he could go help her, I'll be right back down with the rest of my friends, and we can continue to eat and stuff.
Okay.
And I go up to the office.
All right. Do you take the present with you, or do you ask him to put it somewhere else? Or do you
take it with me? I open it on my way up because I'm passing my room, so I guess I could drop it off if I need to.
Okay. Inside is a very elegant and pretty pink and blue yukata, which is like a summer kimono, and it's just your size, and so he must have had it special made. But it's incredibly cute, and it's gonna fit perfectly, and it's very nice looking.
Sweet. I will put
Randy,
that away.
did I say that right?
The room.
Yeah, you did.
Crushing it. Okay, good. So on the way up, you take your yukata and you put it in your room, and then you head to the headmaster's office, just in time to see your father giving Bootleg a look about, what liquor's in the cabinet, which you haven't seen your dad drink in a very long time. So that's not necessarily a red flag, but a little bit odd. So what's going on? What's with all the secrecy?
That's a question I want to ask you, Dad.
Okay. What do you mean?
So you never talk about Grandma and Grandpa. Why?
This is family
Awkward?
business.
Yeah, awkward.
I mean,
because
you want
it's
to do
spilled
this
over
right now with
Yeah.
Mr. Bootleg here?
Yeah, because he was there and he was a part of it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yes, you do, Dad. Don't even. We are not doing this, Father. Okay, they told me that my grandparents were a part of some secret society called Brimstone.
Ugh.
It's some weird, crazy sex cult. Like, what is happening, Dad?
The the liquor cabinet opens, and
Yeah, I give him a small nod and like a.
and how's your perception looking, Bootleg? Do you care what he grabs?
I have a plus 18 on it. I don't particularly care.
Well, with your passive perception, you notice that he grabs the Bowmore 1961, which is a $23,000 scotch.
Cool.
And
Headmaster paid for it, not me.
And he proceeds to pour himself a double. and walks right back around. He takes the bottle with him and walks right back around the desk and sits down and offers chair to both of you as well.
I will. My assumption was I was like sitting at the desk.
So you're sitting behind the desk, yeah.
I will quirk an eyebrow towards Mags at Dad grabbing the bottle because I don't know if that's potentially a problem.
Mags, it has not been a problem before. Like, your dad's not a drunk. You know, you've seen him drink before. It's not ever been a problem.
I'm not worried yet.
Having said that, it is also not a common thing for you to see him drink, especially hard liquor. I don't know if what Mags knows about whiskey or not, but that particular whiskey is pretty expensive and pretty damn great, and so he's about to waste it. He's about to waste it on grief drinking.
Whatever he needs to get him through this, I just want the truth.
Okay. He says, well, this is going to be a bit complicated and embarrassing.
I'm already there, Dad.
Why don't you tell me what you know first, and then I will fill in the blanks for you.
And I will, with help with Bootleg, explain exactly what.
Did Mags shut the door when she came in? If not, Bootleg will stand up and go do so politely.
We're going to stop right there before the conversation goes any further, and we're going to take a break, and we'll come back to all of the exposition on Magdalena's dad. So we'll see you guys back here in 10 minutes. Hey everybody, we're back on. Right now, Magnitude's father is sitting down with Bootleg and Magnitude, and he's about to unleash some deep, dark secrets about his family and their past. So, let's get started.
After shutting the door, Bootleg's gonna kind of walk the outskirts of the room to never step between Mags and her father, so they can do most of the talking. But he's also going to like surreptitiously circle back over to the booze cabinet and just like grab glasses so that there's one for everybody set on the desk at least, and we can pour as needed. So he's just gonna do like a slow circuit while those two can talk, and just have them ready if we decide we need a shot.
All right. So you were saying, he said, why don't you start, tell me what you know, and then I'll fill in the details.
And then we tell him everything that happened from the last episode. There's a lot. I don't want to have to say the whole thing. That would take forever.
Do you include the part about Silhouette, or do you find that not to be particularly relevant?
I kind of look at Bootleg at that part.
Yeah, I don't
for a clue as to whether I should or not. Like take his.
Bootleg will take the lead like when it gets to discussing the super fight, and he'll go. And as you're aware, sir, just like your daughter and myself, the other students here at the academy are also genetic anomalies, and we were able to handle ourselves all right. But please trust me when I say that it took just about everything we had on tap for us to get out of that fight. So we're a little worried about the safety of all involved with this Brimstone Court, because we can bring some muscle to bear when we have to, and it took everything we had to get ourselves out of there. So first and foremost, we wanted to reach out to your family immediately to make sure that you and your wife are all right, and just to see anything else that y'all can tell us about this Brimstone Court, because we want to make sure that the rest of Mags' family is also safe. How's that for cutting out the details of who else was in the fight and like how we got out and stuff? Boom, I'm grown up in the shit out of this.
Okay. We should be focusing on just how amazing it is that my daughter is somehow of a superhero.
No.
But
no, that's not why we're here, Dad.
No, I understand. It's unfortunate, is all I'm saying. This is a life that I never wanted you to be a part of. In fact, I never wanted to be a part of it either. And
I appreciate that.
When your mother and I became involved, that was my last moment, and I left my heritage. But I'm getting ahead of myself. My mother. This won't mean anything to you. You've never met your grandparents, but my mother's name is Mavalena Invierno. My father is Morgan Flores. And they are part of, as you say, this Brimstone Court. It hasn't always been known as the Brimstone Court, of course, but that doesn't matter either. What does matter is that these are a group of very powerful people. These people have passed on power and wealth through generations, many times being the most powerful people in any given community, going all the way back to coming over from España, going back even further to, if you can believe it, the Roman Empire. They have been involved in taking down empires. They've been involved in making people powerful and all the time pulling strings behind the curtain. And this is where I come from. My name... I'm so sorry. My name is not Rogelio. My name is Rey Flores. They fashioned me as sort of the next king of this court. But I didn't want any part of it. I saw the way that they did things. I saw the way that I had to be in order to be the next person in this organization, and I rejected it. I didn't want it. Of course, and then he he just hangs his head and he pulls up his shirt and he shows you a tattoo of a crown on the side of his stomach, and he says, "This is who I am. This is where I came from, but it's not who I want to be. I want to be husband and father and work hard for what I get, but I should have known better that they would never let me alone. And I wondered in my darkest nightmares if they might come after you someday too. And Magdalena, they are very powerful people. They've made deals with very, very dark things. They have scoured the world for these, genetic anomalies. And they're now recruiting them because they don't see you as people, they see you as weapons. But to have someone in my own family become a genetic anomaly with such power and also such pedigree, it must have been too much for them to resist. And I tried to keep you away from it. I tried to hide you, but I'm very sorry. I had no way of knowing this would come back to you. And he's just downing the whiskey.
Okay.
I will take the bottle and pour each of us a shot, including refilling Father Dearest. But then, I'll put the bottle over on my side of the desk so he's not just completely, soused when we go downstairs. But I'll give him a refill and give each of us a shot. But yeah, then we'll just kind of yoink.
Does Mom know?
That's complicated. She knew your grandparents, yes. She knew that I came from money, but I've been able to keep the more sordid details away from her. And in fact, and this is where I said it gets complicated, there have been times when I've had to do things and work with the Brimstone Court on pain of them telling your mother or hurting your mother. So while I can say I left that life behind, the truth is that I have not completely left it behind. I left it behind as much as I chose to. And sometimes I've been called on to do some pretty awful things. And I am not proud of this. But I am still connected in only that it keeps you safe.
Well,
but I don't see any of the money, and I don't see any of the power. And then he takes another shot. And he kind of waves the glass at you. Fill her up, Mr. Leg.
I don't think Mom has to know about the details. So I think that's why I wanted to talk to you separately. But
I don't mind your mom knowing.
Sarah,
I just honestly don't think she would even understand. I don't think she would really be able to fathom what was going on.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I don't think that you could either if you weren't fighting all manner of super things.
I saw it firsthand. Dad. Wish I didn't. I am going to have to tell Sarah, though. Sarah's going to have to know.
Did you see the weird flesh guy with the skinticles?
Dad, don't. No.
No.
Dad,
he's chuckling to himself. He's like, it's like.
I'm going to call on the intercom.
Yes.
And I'm going to ask, I'm going to call Sarah, actually. I'm going to call her.
You call Sarah and she doesn't answer.
Well, Dad, we're going to hang out here for a second. I'm going to ask Sarah to come up once she answers the phone. So let's just...
All right. So he actually kind of gets up and he says, "No, it's time for dinner. Let's go have some dinner. If anything you want to know from now on, just please ask me. And I'm sorry about this. I really am."
Okay.
Well, aside from your family business, I'm afraid that this has also become school and team business at the point that the rest of us got attacked by them. So maybe let's give Mags and Sarah a minute. You have a seat. We'll both have another drink. And I need you to tell me everything you can think of about any other members of the Brimstone Court with special abilities.
Okay. He starts telling you...
And out of character, we don't need to roleplay out that discussion if you don't want to, but it's going to be cross-referencing and bootleg adding to his personal database of known genetic anomalies / superhumans.
Right, I was just going to say, he starts with saying, well, first you should know about Baron Stryker. This guy, and then it'll fade to black. And then
Works for me.
We'll pull up, Sarah is actually walking up the stairs, just wandering around, kind of checking out the mansion on her own. And about this time, Takedown, you are coming or going to the bathroom?
Like coming from.
Okay, so you're coming from the bathroom, and you turn the corner, and you walk right into Sarah, who I don't think you met. This will be a new person for you.
Hey, I think we've talked about we've seen her, right?
Oh, yeah, you probably actually have.
Okay, so I know who she is.
Sandy, describe Sarah. What does she look like?
She's like probably a size 14. She's light-skinned, strawberry blonde hair, green eyes. Pretty, there it is, like round, voluptuous.
I feel like I'm talking to more rounded Felicia Day. Maybe that's not quite right.
Slightly smaller. Yeah. No, yeah, that sounds just less red hair.
Okay.
So like this just chick bumps into you, looking like a very hot Sansa Stark plus, and she says, "Oh, hi."
But Takedown just like tries to like awkwardly like step back and just hits the wall.
She says, "What? I'm not gonna bite you. What
No,
are you doing up here all
no.
alone? Why don't you come down and join the rest of us?"
Chinese, and sometimes you just need to be alone.
I think that's what we tell ourselves when we're really hurting too bad or too awkward. Loneliness is really not part of who we are, don't you think? And she reaches out and puts her hand on your shoulder.
Oh, I moved just a little bit superstitious to like get
Wow,
over.
you're fast. People call me fast,
yeah.
but you are fast.
I'm not that
And
fast.
she gives you a little twinkle in her eye, like,
no.
That was a
absolutely
joke.
Not.
I just made a joke. Look at me. Look at me. I made a joke.
Gotta go.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Everything's fine. You should go. I'm sure they're missing you at dinner. I'm sick, and I don't want to get you all like,
What you need to do is just breathe. Take a deep breath in, like this.
I actually... And she just like... It starts getting
See?
kind of like...
There you go.
Up.
There you go. I can see your eyes now. And she goes, oh, you said pretty eyes. And she goes and touches the side of your face. And right at this point, Magnitude walks out of the headmaster's office in time to see her caressing your face. And you see this, and you're like, ah! Oh.
Super speed away. Like just... I'm gone. Stairs, I use my vertical leap to just like get to the top of
She just jumps.
like one step and then just over the rest.
Okay, so Magdalena, you see Sarah. I mean, clearly hitting on Jordan, and it's not clear what Jordan was thinking, other than, "Oh my God, I have to get out of here."
Right.
But you are certain that Sarah was hitting on her in such a way that you really haven't seen her do since you started dating. How are you feeling about that?
Honestly, not surprised. Because it was always an option for her. I just assumed that she never found anyone that she was interested in. I mean, takedown's hot. I don't blame her. So, like, I just kind of raised my eyebrow at her. Like, really? Like, now is the moment you want to do this? Okay, but, like, we need to go talk now, so.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, now is a weird time, right? Like, you already know she's angry with you. And that, I think it's that more than anything that probably doesn't sit well with you.
Yeah,
like,
that's
you're not doing this because
like,
you were attracted to some hot chick. You're doing this because it feels personal and it's my friend and you're just being weird about it. So,
yeah.
So, do you want to talk to her right now? Or
I asked her to come with me so I can explain what happened. Up with the head.
You want me to come with you where?
Oh, to go talk to the headmaster about everything, so we can explain why I wasn't here.
Okay, I guess you could just tell me, but if that's too complicated, I guess we can go talk to your boss.
It's a little complicated.
Okay, so you take her into the headmaster's office where your father is, and she's like, "What? What is going on here? Are we breaking up?"
No. Oh God, no. No. I don't want that. No.
Okay, well then what's going on? You're weirding me out.
Sarah, go ahead and have a seat.
Okay. And she sees your dad, and he's like, "Hey, Sarah, have a drink." Which, again, is weird. He doesn't drink, and he doesn't ask people to drink. And he's clearly sloshing a bit, and so he's been filling up in the meantime. And
he has not been refilled since I took the bottle. He got that one last shot at the end of family business and going into team business.
So he's still shaking the glass at you.
Yeah.
Like, "Hey, buddy.
Well,
hey, garçon. Fill this thing back up."
So I told Sarah to sit down. I'm going to tell Sarah to sit down.
Okay.
And I'm going to also sit down, and I'm going to start explaining what happened 2 nights ago and everything and what led up to it. And I want Bootleg to interject with his own, anecdotes, and he was like, "Yeah, I remember that, and then this happened." To just
picture this: a
story.
guy made of skin.
Okay,
no
maybe
bone,
not like details themselves, but just to corroborate so that she, understands that this actually happened, and just my dad. If she asks why my dad's there, I'd be like, "My dad's just here to confirm everything." That I'm not lying, that this is actually happening.
Your dad, he has an empty glass and he goes, like, "Yep, it's all true. Have a seat." So as you go ahead.
Did Mags ever drink her shot?
No.
Oh well, her father did.
So yeah, I was like, so we probably got one more then, but it might have been there for Sarah if not. Bootleg will try to keep it, blandly upper middle class classy, crossed with field leader of a superhero team classy, and he will corroborate. He will make sure that she knows that everyone's fine, but he will make sure that she understands that these are dangerous people, and we certainly had no choice in the matter. It took everything we had to get out. So please, make sure you keep an eye out and keep a phone handy in case you're approached by any dangerous-looking strangers. Part of why we invited everybody out here to the school tonight was to get everyone on the same page so that they know how much they can trust Mags and so that they can all know that they need to make sure that they're safe in case this court comes after her through any of you.
So you're going to tell Hero and your mom about this?
Well...
So not so much on the same page, just you want to get out of trouble.
Yeah, Hero doesn't really need to know. He's not around a lot. He's going back to Japan. I mean, I'm not too worried about him. And then my dad will take care of my mom. I know that. And she knows part of it. She doesn't the sex stuff, but she doesn't need to know that, does she? I don't want to ruin her.
By the way, it was impossible to be classy while telling that story.
He made an effort.
Because and all along the way, Rogelio is just he's making jokes. He's making inappropriate jokes at the wrong times, and it's not like him, but stressful times, and so he's you're telling the story, and he's like, it was like this, and so he's just
I imagine not many parenting books have this chapter.
So once this is all said and done, we're gonna cut away once the conversation ends, and once Sarah, it's hard. There's no good answer for her. She hears you, and it's not like she doesn't think you're lying. It's just like, what the hell? Like, how do you even absorb all this? And she's like, am I even right to be mad anymore? And I guess not. But what does that make me petty? Because this is stupidly crazy. I shouldn't have to deal with this, but also it's weird, and I love you, but
Sarah,
oh my God.
If you need time, I understand. This is messed up too. I get it. I'm still having a hard time understanding that this is happening to my family. So I understand.
And oh my God, I guess this probably makes me petty because I wasn't concerned about you. And
no. Just take care of you. Do what you need to do to be okay. Let's just go eat. My mom's probably wondering what is happening now, so we should probably go eat before she starts yelling.
Okay, we're gonna fade away, and then all of a sudden, Chameleon, where are you at?
I am sort of looking out the window, just sort of I know all of this stuff is going on, and I'm just sort of
But where are you specifically?
I was just sort of in the living room area, probably probably near where the stairs were. So maybe probably up the stairs.
So you're slightly up the stairs, and it's very clear that Takedown is not paying attention where she's going, and she's running down the stairs and smacks into you at super speed, and you both go tumbling off the railing and into the foyer.
Oh, hey, Takedown, what's up?
Push talk.
Can you do the invisible thing for yourself?
Yeah. I mean,
we gotta go. So there's
gotta go.
Yeah, the girlfriend is wandering around looking for people to flirt with, and I don't know if she's into dudes, but you could be next, and we should go.
Okay. Let's go
an empty
this way.
classroom or something. Okay.
Yeah. I know the places to hide. Don't worry. So I sort of lead her down the hallway, and I'm like, no one ever comes down here past this time. So what's up?
I think at this point, I don't know where we're at. We're in an empty classroom or something. But Takedown puts a hand on your shoulder, pushes you down. It's looking out the, just listening to the door, I was like, okay. I'm not. And she touched my face, and it was really weird. And then Magnitude saw it, and this whole thing makes me really uncomfortable. The weird sex club cult thing, and then the tentacles, and I saw some dude's junk, a hairy man. It was uncomfortable.
Okay, take it down.
Yeah.
Breathe a moment.
Yeah.
Why is this all so strange for you?
I've never okay. My family is just maybe this is abnormal now, but at one time it was normal. They're just there's two people raising a family. It's kind of a normal thing, right? And I've never dated anyone. I've never done this kind of stuff. And this is all just really, really too much. Too much, way too fast.
You've never dated anyone? Really?
No, I mean, yeah, I just never, I trained, I was an athlete, I mean, it's too busy, I was gonna go professional, I didn't have time for it. But
I mean, athletes, stuff. They take showers with each other. I watch those television shows.
I mean, yeah, but that's not the same as what do you think happens in the show? Wait, what?
It was a joke. I apologize. Bad joke.
Okay.
But no. I guess what I'm trying to say is there's nothing to really feel afraid of, like worried about. It's okay that you haven't dated anyone. Have you ever kissed anyone?
No, I think that kind of follows into the other thing, right?
I mean, not necessarily, but yes.
Yeah. So like no, I mean not in that way. You know, like.
Not in that way. And then he still
Yeah,
looks confused.
you know,
So he's like,
look, like, you know, I don't know. Not like the way like Mentu and Sarah do, when like they don't realize that we're like, you know, right like 2 feet away, and they're not really hiding that well behind the bushes. You know, like that way.
got it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Take down. It's okay to feel really weird about all of this. Honestly, I kid and say it's not weird, but it is. It's very strange. But
you know, it was way easier when we were just punching robots.
is it? I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes it's okay to let people touch your face or that kind of thing. I mean, relationships happen like when you least expect it. It's true.
Okay.
But if you keep running away from it all, it'll never happen, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right there. I don't know. It's just...
You want to know something? Takedown. And I haven't said this to anyone. So I know what people say about me around the school, right? That I'm sort of creepy, that I joke around and jump out and scare people and, you know, strange stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a reason for that, right? I've kind of like you have never in my life ever been in the situations that the school has put me in. I've never had people who actually cared about me. But because of that, it makes me want to sort of try new things and try to find ways to make people surprised or scare them, or, you know, be creepy, as people say. But
I never thought you were creepy.
really?
I mean,
I was jumping on your bed earlier today. You don't think that's creepy?
I have a niece who's a toddler, and I have a brother, and that's just, I think that's normal. Or at least it was normal for me.
And I think that's where I'm going with this is I think it's normal to feel how you feel. But it's also like at some point you're going to have to deal with people being naked in front of you. Because that's what happens with adulthood.
All the time.
How about we start smaller? Maybe.
I want you to know that.
And on that grand slam.
Yeah. I want you to know that Chameleon is like 18, like just like he's young, so he's trying.
He's like, that's normal. It happens all the time to adults. Like the only stations he had was like late night Cinemax. He's like, that's just what plumbers do.
I've been in areas of South America. This does not seem actually that odd to me from somebody who's supposed to be from there. But no,
yeah.
He's got two frames of reference. He's got Red Shoe Diaries and Friday Night Lights.
So I think Takedown will. Yeah, we'll start smaller. Why don't we go to dinner?
Yeah, I like it.
Guishin, what are you up to?
I mean, you know, there's gonna be tacos. That's pretty exciting. There's also I feel the drama in the air. I can feel it. It's all around, and I just know this is gonna be amazing.
And you hear a crash from the garage.
Amazing. Oh, that sounds unfortunate. Let's go check that out. So I'm gonna go see what Cliff's up to in the garage. But I better not miss any of this drama, or I'm gonna be mad.
So you open the garage, and all of the cars are pushed to the sides of the garage, as if a giant explosion had happened and just pushed them all up to the side. So like the middle of the garage is totally empty, except for Cliff, and he's standing there next to the Ray Duck, but it doesn't look like the Ray Duck. Instead, it looks like a giant World War II Zeppelin.
Cliff?
Oh! Oh God! Oh God! You scared me. I think I actually wet myself. Why does everybody at this school do that? It's like, hey guys, I'm coming. Hey everyone, look around. Cliff, if you're there, I'm coming down. Don't be scared. But no, you just have to show up and shout. What's up?
What happened?
What do you mean? Why? I was gonna fix it.
He's just like, why? What do you think happened?
He said, I just, well, I was mopping and,
were we attacked?
Yeah. Yes. You know who it was? It was that girl, with the white hair, the hot lady, with all the powers, and she showed up here. And she was gonna steal the cars. And I swear to Christ, I fought her off with my broom. And she just left. I swear to God.
I see.
Anyway, I'll clean this all up in the morning. Good night. He tries to leave.
I just let him. I just let him. I just kind of stand aside and watch him go, and then I look back into the room, and I walk up to the Ray Duck, and I kind of put a hand on it and change it back into something smaller and more manageable.
It resumes its standard yellow, quasi-ducky form.
I give it a reassuring pat.
Somewhere in between a stealth bomber and a rubber duck. I think that's what we decided on, right? Was the default form? Okay.
Yes. And so I give it a reassuring pat.
Like that, like Darkwing Duck's thing, right? It looks like a giant duck head. That's a badass looking vehicle. All right.
When there's trouble, you. Okay, so yeah.
Our next piece of art, I swear to God, will be the
It's the thunder quack.
Yes. So yeah, just reassuring pat, and then I just slowly close the door and decide I'm not going to tell Bootleg about this.
Okay, you have gained Cliff as a contact. He has decided that you are one of the good ones, and is now at your call if you ever need a janitor.
Awesome.
That's the most important part.
You have a favor with Cliff.
Yes. And then I head back into the house, hoping that the drama has yet to start. Truly.
You walk back into the house, and what you hear is Hero talking with Maria over tacos. And they are eating while everyone else seems to be gone. And they've just decided that they don't care anymore. And the food's getting cold. So they have started without everyone else because they're, you know what? Screw everybody else. We're just eating because food makes things better.
I agree, and I like practical people and also tacos. So I will join them as I say hello to Hiroko. Was that his name?
Yes, Hiroki, but everybody calls him Hiro.
Oh, Hiro. Okay, yeah. So I walk in and I say, "Oh, hello."
Oh, hello. My name's Hiroki, and he puts out his hand.
All right, yeah. So I will shake his hand and let him know. Hey, I'm Eugene.
Very nice to meet you.
Yeah. I look at Miss Flores. And I
He
look
says.
back to Hero.
He says Korean.
Yes. Yes.
Nailed it.
I am. Yep.
I'm Japanese.
Yeah, Hero. Got it. Yes.
Right? Just, hey, I don't want to assume anything, but I was just taking a guess.
Yeah. So, who do you know here?
Oh, sorry. Some of the time, all of the good times, Magdalena is my girlfriend. I've been in Japan for quite a while, and so we've been off. And now that Sarah's here, that's, well, it's something to be navigated. But anyway, I love Magnitude. That's what you call her, isn't it? She's got a cool name. I love Magdalena, and I'm here to see her. I go back to Japan tomorrow, but I just had to see her. But she seems to be nowhere to be found. So me and her mom have started eating tacos. Would you like to join us? I think everybody likes tacos.
Yeah. Probably it's because of the murder sex cult, but
what? What are you serious?
Yeah, it's just a thing like we went to yesterday. It's kind of weird, honestly.
You guys went to a murder sex cult yesterday, and now Maria's like, what? She's like clutching her invisible pearls. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh, it wasn't a big
At this
deal.
point, they think that you are just being vulgar and weird, but they're willing to hear you out.
It was kind of strange. We got picked up out. So we're going to
make him stop. Am I there yet?
we're going to your house. I say to Maria, and I say,
oh, this is good.
And somebody made it look like you were kidnapped, and so we went to rescue you because as soon as she thought you were kidnapped, Mags was like, that was the only thing she wanted to do. So yeah, we went to go rescue and ended up at a murder sex cult because that's the kind of people that kidnap your mom.
But I wasn't kidnapped.
Well, someone made it look that way because they're really mean.
And at this point, Magnitude and Bootleg and Rogelio and Sarah all walk into the kitchen to see Hiroki and Maria just looking at you, at Magdalena, like, what the hell?
I mean, she didn't want to go. She really didn't. Oh, hi.
And with this context, you can tell that all of this has just been aired. Takedown and Chameleon, what are you up to? Where are you at?
See, I told you this is why I don't think this
You're about to
I don't
walk
think
into the
this was
kitchen.
a good idea. Yeah, they're just going to stop at
And
the
I'm like,
door as
"There-"
they hear this.
and then I go, if we never go in, we're not gonna get tacos. And
then you walk in,
tacos.
and there it is. Yeah.
Yep. And then it's awkward, and I'm like, don't run.
I need everybody to make a perception check, please.
Uh, 18.
You all
It's
have
a
stupidly
30.
high perception checks.
It's a 32 if it's about genetic anomalies.
No, it's not. But
I was hoping Tessa was actually attacking, so we could know
That
what
would be
to
the best case scenario right now. Yeah, let's get us back in our element.
Chameleon and let's see, Cassie. No, you didn't get high enough. So Chameleon and Guishin. You notice, because you're facing that direction, you notice that when Rogelio walks in, he gets a look on his face, and he's looking towards Hiroki, and he just gets a look on his face that's kind of like, Like this. Let's see. Magdalena and Rusty, Bootleg. You are facing the other direction, so you see Hiroki, and puzzlingly, he's not looking at Magdalena. He looks at Rogelio with a look that is really odd. Like, hey man, how's it going? Like a really too familiar look that is really weird and inappropriate for this particular situation.
Cool.
And at this point, Silhouette screams from down the hall.
All right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mags,
And not just scream, but like a sort of, oh my god, something awful is happening, I think I might be dying kind of scream that only should happen once in somebody's life.
Murder.
I'm going to go ahead and
You
be
and your
there.
guests stay here. The rest of us will beat feet down the hallway.
Right,
All right.
let's eat.
Yeah, we run.
So you run down the hall. Where did you put Silhouette?
He was in like guest bedroom number 4, just upstairs with the other bedrooms.
Okay, so you're running all the way up the other bedrooms then to check them out?
Yep.
All right, when you get there, you're not sure exactly how this happened without you hearing it, but the entire roof section around the room has been removed. And so there's bare space in between the outside and Silhouette. And he is levitating above his bed, and he's screaming. It looks involuntary. He doesn't look awake. But it does look
like it's demolished. It looks like it's just gone,
just
cut
gone.
away.
Yeah, just not even there. And it looks like the tendrils, the miasma around him was sort of just not going anywhere. It was just kind of around him. Now it feels like it looks like it's subtly kind of lifting up, right? Like being pulled almost.
All right, I'm going to do the smart thing and synchronize myself with his aura because that's the smart thing right now. But yeah, I'm going to try and turn his powers off.
Okay.
So yeah, he has to roll first to resist the drain will. So it's a weakened will resisted by fortitude. It's DC 20. And I imagine my aura is an inky black in a way that you guys have never seen before. As I'm trying to absorb
26.
that. Okay. And now the actual affliction for power theft is resisted by will. He doesn't lose any will. I'm going to spend a hero point to increase the effect of this affliction. I believe one of the things you can do is spend a hero point to just increase the effect of something by 5. I want to say it was something like that. But yes, I'm going to be doing a hero point in whatever way I can to increase the difficulty for him to hold on to his powers, because I am responsible for him and also the school and also everyone in the school. So this is the sort of thing that I need to try and succeed at.
Okay. For story purposes, I'm going to let you have it. I'm just going to say that it worked. And you get a chunk of his powers. You synchronize up with him, but this feels different. In addition to getting his normal shadow powers, which you felt and tasted before, there is something else that hitches a ride. And it is dark, and evil is not a word that you are comfortable using, given what you've seen in the world. Things are just more complicated than that for you, and you don't like to do things that black and white. But when you feel this, it feels ugly and awful and hateful and dark and ancient, and everything inside of you wants it gone. And those are the feelings that you feel right before you disappear. Everyone, you see you see Bootleg and Silhouette simply cease to exist.
Is the house still gone too?
The top of the house is gone, yes. But Bootleg and Silhouette are now gone too.
I'll get Cliff.
Statues.
We also should check the area. So I start like just seeing, like if there's, I try to use heat vision or something to see if like, I don't know. I try to search the area as best as I could. I'm probably not knowing what to do, but feeling like I need to do something.
Okay, you start looking around. Make a perception check.
25.
With a 25, you are able to confirm that there's been no sign of struggle. The roof seems to have just simply ceased to exist. Everything else seems exactly normal.
Okay.
It's like out of character. For clarification, out of character, it doesn't look like it got like blown up and then like pieces fell back in. It was like a disintegrate cone type of thing. Like it's just
simply ceased to be. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's easier to clean.
Yes, it certainly is.
I like that. That's where Bootleg's mind went.
Guishin, you roll up on Cliff, and he's like, "Oh, hey, man, how's it going?"
I need you to get your broom upstairs, and there's a bit of a mess, and you'll probably just need to sweep it up.
Okay, no problem. So Cliff heads upstairs, and he's like, "Whoa, what happened to the roof? What?
Yeah.
What are you guys are? You guys are weird. They're like, I mean, it's like you're raising the roof. I don't know that. Never mind.
And then Guishin's gonna continue walking. Guishin doesn't like getting Cliff wasn't really like a logical plan. It was just kind of a reaction to what just happened. And he's gonna continue on to the kitchen, ignoring Cliff.
Make a perception check. Chameleon, takedown, magnitude.
Well, I stayed in the kitchen with.
Oh, you didn't go after Silhouette?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Then just
my plan
Chameleon.
was, like if it's an attack, I wanted her to be there to keep her family safe and stuff. So
okay.
Sorry, I made you miss the action, Sandy. But
no problem.
No, it's okay. I still rolled it though. If
no, you wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be able to see it. As you're looking around for like what the heck happened in the sky, both of you notice that there's a twinkling, and you sort of focus in on it, and it moves away and then simply disappears. And we're gonna leave it there. Bootleg. Give me a second. You see not particular aliens that you recognize, like you don't think you've met these particular ones, but these aliens do look familiar, like you've met their species before. And you met them on the moon. These are the same species as the ones who took Headmaster and left. And they are now standing over you and Silhouette, kind of oddly looking at you like, two? It's inhabited too? Did you make the right coordinates? Did you and the guy behind is saying, "Yeah, sir, I did everything right. Yeah, you gave me the life sign, and I locked on to that exact signature, and then that's who I beamed aboard." Well, then why are there two of them?
Bootleg will be doing that kind of growly superhero voice, standing over Silhouette, assuming Silhouette's like unconscious after he lost his power or whatever. But he's gonna be like weird, freaky, like shadow stuff rippling out of him, and he's just gonna be like, "Stand back! I'm not sure I can control this. stay back if you can type of, superhero
Yeah,
stuff.
and the head one says, "Do you see? He can't control it either. I knew we were right to bring them aboard. When we execute them, this whole mess will finally be behind us."
Not gonna happen.
And we're gonna leave it there. We're gonna end right there. That's our season finale. Bootleg and Silhouette have been kidnapped by the Cowlins, and they look intent on executing both, I guess, Bootleg and Silhouette now, while the other variants are back home dealing with whatever madness they left behind and the uneaten tacos. Yay!
Not the tacos!
Which is the real tragedy in all of this. So we will be back in season 2 to deal with the aftermath of all of this kind of stuff. But first, let's do like a little informal after party and talk about the first 8 episodes of the Optiverse, the first 8 episodes of the variants. Like, how's this experience been for you guys?
Oh, it's fun. It's a great cast. We did a lot of social stuff. I appreciate it.
Yeah, eating tacos and ice cream is great. These last couple sessions, not so much.
Had more character development the last 2 sessions.
I'm a man that takes the promise of tacos very seriously, Chad. And you should know that about me and respect that about our friendship by now.
There's very little about our friendship I respect, sir. Don't take that personally.
Clearly.
Whoa.
Whoa, you guys.
Our friendship is made of shade, guys. It's okay. It'll be all right. We
Aw.
literally 2 Gen Cons ago, we literally had somebody come up to us and be like, "Hey, are you and Rusty okay? You guys were really being mean to each other."
Battle.
And we were
that
like,
rap battle was pretty intense, guys.
and we were like, "What are you talking about?" It's like, "You guys just seem really, really irritated with each other." It's like, "Oh, no, that's just how we act. It's fine. It's all good."
Yeah, it's the people that I'm nice to that I actually hate.
But honestly, like, I have to say, I didn't quite know like what to expect as far as like what the storyline was going to be, or like the type of things you're going to have us do, because I've never had you as a GM before,
Sure.
Opti. So I wasn't sure, and then when you sent us to the moon, I was like, this is going to be amazing. I was like, I knew it right there. It's like, I'm going to like this. This is going to be great. We're going to do weird stuff. It's going to be awesome. That was probably one of my favorite episodes, is the eating ice cream on the moon. Like, how do you beat that?
Yeah, because I don't get to GM all the Optiverse shows. This is the only one I get to GM, but I'm sitting there and we're playing Justicars, right? And I'm playing as the Optimist in that show. And I'm thinking the whole time, like, God, I would love to be the Optimist with the other group, because, like, they get to do stuff like eat ice cream on the moon, and all I get to do is, like, save busfuls of people. And that's not, I mean, like, obviously we're only a couple episodes into the Justicars, so, like, things haven't gotten to that level yet.
There could be ice cream later.
Right? Ice cream could be on the horizon. But yeah. This Rusty said it earlier. This does, especially like once it came all together, I think in this episode, we really do have a burgeoning sort of X-Men Teen Titans vibe going on, where people are coming together and building relationships that are ultimately going to be more important than whatever villains that you guys fight, I think. At least that's what I'm hoping for.
For me, with that generation of comics, which, I mean, those were the ones I grew up on, were Teen Titans and Uncanny X-Men. Like, that was my jam more than anything else. But it was always the episodes where they were chilling and playing baseball at the mansion, or when they were dealing with the drama around the house in either team or both teams in that cool crossover. You know, like, I've always liked that aspect of it. You know, I like punching robots and shit, don't get me wrong, you know, but they were always my favorite ones, were the episodes on the downtime, you know, or episodes, the issues that were downtime. So yeah, like, I'm all for, like, day in the life of type of stuff, when we're just chilling around the mansion, saying what we're doing, saying what the classes are, dealing with some personal drama, getting rewarded with some tacos. You know,
like hero time. I like that.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, the superheroing interrupts that stuff sometimes, you know, and that's, to me, that feels more real than just Justice League always on shining paragons of superheroics. Like, that's all cool too, but what about that time?
Real life.
Yeah, like they took Peter out to get drunk because Kitty broke up with him, right? Like that was a great issue, and just stuff like that is fun to me. So yeah, the more we're growing into these characters, it's been a good time.
Yeah, I think that for me has been the most fun part of this entire experience, especially because I hadn't ever done one of these like live stream sort of games before.
Same.
I think it was really fun sort of figuring out who Chameleon was and sort of what made him tick. And even though I had an idea going in, seeing that sort of evolve with the dynamics of the team has been something that has been super awesome. And also like the audience and like the funny things they say has always made me laugh. So it's a great experience.
I agree. We do have the best chat. always on point with witty comments.
It does, and the chat really just sometimes the things they say kind of start to drive what we're doing and the way we respond in character. Because it's you have an idea in your head of what might happen, but then you've actually got some support in coming up with other potential ideas that might happen, and then that's better than what I was about to do, and boom, off you go, and you fly with that, and it's helped to really develop the character in some cases away from what I might have originally thought, and they naturally just grew in that direction, and it's been a good time.
Listen to him try to blame his bullshit on the chat. Like, I don't think Sandy's gonna let that work, man. I think you're still gonna be in some trouble for that.
You did that on purpose. I know you did. It was good drama, though. That's why I can't hate you for it.
Yeah, we gotta rescue Bootleg first.
True.
Yeah, so now there's like 4 or 5 dangling plot hooks out there, like all just happening in the background.
The one thing on my mind is, how do we find the one mutant who is the mutant who finds mutants? Or not mutants.
we need Bootleg's little brother. We gotta go find.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have another long talk with my family again. Great. It's gonna be great.
Oh, also talk about that look between Hiroki and your dad.
Yeah, like I saw you. We'll talk about this later.
And then also somewhere out there, there's a corporate guy building anti-anomaly technology, and somewhere out there you have Quintessa still building up an army of what did I call them? Well, they're not
that we beat
rage.
Up? Yeah,
Rage. And then and then what happened? What the heck happened to the Brimstone Court? And then what's happening with Silhouette?
Whoever was behind Soulforge Island.
Soulforge Island, yeah. And so again, I just want to wrap back around to what this originally was supposed to be, and that was, what if we took the X-Men and basically had all those plot hooks and just replaced the characters with different PCs? And of course, that's not exactly what's happening here, but like, if this feels an awful lot like X-Men, of the 70s and 80s, where you just had plot hook after plot hook after plot hook, and then 10 issues later, like, you'll start getting some of these resolved. Like, that's what I was going for. And hopefully that's feeling like there's tension all around you, but yet you still find time to have tacos and weird sex talks with your dad. So that's nice. Or weird but amazingly cute conversations between Chameleon and Takedown, like tonight.
Claps you for Daddy for everyone trying to avoid Mom hearing this conversation. For Glacian, it's going ahead and throwing that up there.
I thought that's what we were doing tonight. I mean, okay, fine.
Also, I just want people to meet my cat. Her name is Kitty Pride. Say hello.
Oh.
Hello.
Shadow Cat.
Welcome to the variant, Kitty Pride. We hope you survive the experience.
I'm petting you with my mouse pointer.
That's weird and meta.
What?
It's a mouse and it's petting the cat, and it's anyway. That was to my mind that made perfect sense. But that was why that was weird. But
No. Hey, when you said it, I was shocked. I was like, oh, you're right.
right.
Mind exploded.
I'm electronically petting a cat with my electronic mouse. Anyway, hey, so thanks for staying with us, everybody. And I have a cool. This is the only time I'm going to do this. I'm going to see if I can't, get it cut off everywhere else. But I'm going to give you all a preview of our show that's coming up. We are going to take about a 2-month break before season 2 comes out. So you're not going to see us for 2 months. We're gonna go and we're gonna live our own lives. We're gonna do our own thing. And in the meantime, you're gonna get 4 episodes of a new Optiverse show called the Cosmic Corsairs. And so I'm gonna switch us over to the Cosmic Corsairs, and I'm gonna show you guys these characters just by way of preview. I think everybody might still actually be on here, so you're just gonna pretend to be those characters for a second. Let's see if this works. Well, that was a waste of like 2 minutes of monologue. Well, anyway, I am a big fat idiot and I broke it. But hey, I think it's back on now. This is the Cosmic Corsairs. That's Max and Zeph and Cassie and Mac and Sarah are going to be playing, not these guys behind the faces right now. But the Cosmic Corsairs is going to be something totally offbeat. It's going to be different than the Justicars or the variants. These are not genetic anomalies. They are not superheroes. They are space pirates. So we're going to investigate what's going on in the deep space of the Optiverse. They're going to get into all sorts of mischief. And if you like funny stuff, I imagine that this is going to be basically nonstop gags from start to finish. But this team is really coming together. The art, as you can see, is completely different and completely awesome, because Slobodan continues to knock it out of the park. But these are the characters that we're going to be facing. And I will say this, in November, while the Cosmic Corsairs are wrapping up their 4-episode season, they are going to feature prominently in our second Optiverse crossover, which I'm not going to spoil anything for you, but that's going to have direct consequences from what the Cosmic Corsairs are dealing with. So check them out. It's going to be in the Variants time slot, and then once they're done, the Variants will return. So I'm not going to bother switching us back because that almost broke things. But yeah. Does anybody want to say anything in closing as we wrap up season 1 of the Variants?
I hope everybody had a good time, and I hope I'll see some of you at Gen Con in a couple weeks.
Come hang out with us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
This has been fun, and look forward to coming back. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll sign all of your Optiverse swag. of which there is
Or
none.
or honestly, anything else you give us to
Yeah.
sign.
Just one shirt with bootleg and hair tufts that say "I shower alone."
Oh my god, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I think we could come up with a lot of cool swag if we put our minds to it. But in the meantime, I want to give a hearty thank you to my cast. You guys have been great and literally handpicked to be on this show with me. So thank you guys very, very much for being the awesomest part. And while they're not here, I also want to thank Derek and Tomas for filling in when some of us couldn't make it. They were always on the spot, sometimes putting down what they were doing and coming to fill in. And I think they've been a great part of the variants as well. So thank you, cast. I think everybody at home is giving them is giving you all a clap. I can feel it. Like Hulk Hogan used to get power from the clapping of the audience. I can feel our power growing right now because they're clapping at home. Right. But for that, hey, listen. If you are in the mood to listen to streams, and if you love Game of Thrones, please check out Sea of Spears. That Rusty GMs. He puts an awful lot of work into that, and it's fun as hell to listen to. And it scratches that Game of Thrones itch now that the show is over, and there's no books on the horizon. So check out Sea of Spears if you're into Game of Thrones goodness. When does that take place, Rusty?
That is every other Sunday afternoon. We just aired a fresh episode yesterday. We'll be doing one in 13 days. You can find old videos here on the Shadowcaster Network Twitch channel or over on YouTube.
Right on. And then Cassie is doing work with Roll20, which, if you haven't noticed, almost all the Shadowcasters Network uses Roll20 for its games. And so get a chance, check out Roll20 and check out how awesome they are. And Cassie has a lot to do with that. Anything else you want to say about that, Cassie?
A panel for Gen Con for Roll20. If you ever want to build a character sheet, I'll be talking about programming. So by all means, look that up. Come hang out.
There you go. Gen Con panel, coding and stuff.
Yes, coding and stuff. Programming and whatnots.
Stuff and things.
Gaming and coding and coding and gaming. And Danny, you've got Shadowrun missions going on. You're writing those. You're doing stuff with Rem Alternis, and you're gonna have a lot of free time coming up here soon. So what do you want people to know?
Well, I mean, coming into 6th edition, there's going to be a lot of shakeups in how we do missions, and what's going on in the future, and we'll get that information out to everybody as soon as we can. In the meantime, with Rem Alternis, their Kickstarter is live for their Chicago Shadows trailer, and they're about a third of the way through. We're about a third of the way through. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, look that up. Rem Alternis.
I'll drop a link in the chat right now.
Yeah, I was just gonna do that. Good job.
Chat right now. And hey, check it out at least. And if it looks like something you might like, hey, throw some money at it.
Yeah, right now they're sitting at about $5,700 of their $15,000 goal. So that's like over a third, and basically it is cyberpunk fantasy TV show. And if that scratches an itch that you've been having, like, hey, that is not too much to ask to support that. So Sarah's been a big proponent of our show, and Danny's working with her. So, hey, throw them some money, help get us a cyberpunk fantasy TV show. That would be great. And Randy Rand. I've been watching the Marvelverse. Randy.
Yeah.
Where can we see you?
Well, I mean, unless you're in the Seattle area, it's going to be hard. But if you are, I'm doing a musical. I just finished a musical like a few weeks ago, and then I'm working on the second one right now. So doing some stage stuff for a minute. But next thing you know, I'm trying to get involved more with this kind of stuff because this is really awesome and cool, and everyone here is awesome. So
well, we are glad to premiere you. You can say we had Randy first. before anybody else. Unless you speak Japanese, then like, are there any YouTube or places we can see you doing some acting?
Not Japanese. No.
Oh man, that's too bad. I heard you in commercials and stuff.
I was. A lot of them are on my demo reel, but not on YouTube.
Oh, gotcha.
Copyright stuff. But
well, maybe that'll be like during our next streamathon. If you win for $5,000, we're gonna see Randy's demo reel.
I'm okay.
And Sandy, besides doing Star Wars cosplay with Rusty and I at Gen Con, what do you want to tell us about, if anything?
Nothing. That's what I got. I got Gen Con coming up. So
you're another one you're another one that's going places, but like we got you first. So
I guess maybe
we're on the bottom floor.
I'm around cool people like you guys a lot, so I just happen to get invited to cool things like this. So I'm just happy to be a part.
Yeah, if you get invited to do stuff with us, it's you're living your best life, no doubt about it.
We're also cooler because you're here. Just saying.
Agreed. One of our highest rated episodes was the premiere of Magnitude. Like everybody, like Twitter lost its mind over Magnitude. So we have you to thank for that bump. But hey, listen, everybody. Season 1 is over. We had a great time, and I cannot wait to get back to do more superheroine young people stuff. Makes me feel young again. But in the meantime, check out Cosmic Corsairs in 2 weeks and Justicars next week. See ya, everybody. Thanks for being here. This is that awkward part where I try to figure out how to end the stream while you look at my face.
Make the sound off. Go away.
Everybody say goodbye while I look for how to stop it.
Bye.
Pizza.
Bye.